Hi everyone, my name is Kevin and welcome to Exploration Theme Parks. And while baby Caleb is sleeping and the wifey is at the gym, I figured I'd make a video talking about our plans through the rest of this year. So we already went to Texas earlier this year and we actually brought Caleb with us. That was kind of like the test, our first trip with the baby. It was a successful trip. We went to three theme parks while we were out there: Six Flags over Texas, SeaWorld San Antonio, and Six Flags Fiesta Texas. So the first planned trip that we have is in early July, and we're going to make our way back to Colorado to visit some of Nikki's family. And while we're out there, we're going to go to Glenwood Caverns for our very first time, and we're so excited for this park because it's very difficult to find like a more beautiful setting for a theme park than this park. It's located high up in the Rocky Mountains, and of course, the main attraction is Defiance, the Gerstlauer Eurofighter that literally, you drop off a cliff essentially. You get amazing views of like the valley below. You actually have to take a gondola ride up to this park. Now it has some other great looking attractions as well. I think it has a total of 4 roller coasters. So great supporting rides. It has like one of the swings that go literally, you're looking down off the mountain, a giant swing. It also has different, like 3 different type of tours that you could take to see the caves. It's also like a 3-hour drive to Glenwood Caverns from where we're staying, and then 3 hours back. But this is a park that we've always wanted to do because we visit Colorado periodically because of Nikki's family, and we just have never made the time to go to Glenwood Caverns. So we're very excited. But also, while we're out there, I am going to make a return trip to Elitch Gardens, which is located in Denver. So Nikki and I have actually been to this park before. However, it was before I started the channel. I'm looking forward to getting the very first vlog for this channel of Elitch Gardens. And also, when we went, we only got 2 of the coaster creds because I think like 3 of the roller coasters were closed while we were there. We did get the vekoma SLC, Mind Eraser, and also the Boomerang. And of course, the Boomerang is appropriately called Boomerang. So I will have a chance to get their wooden roller coaster called Twister 3, their Intamin half pipe roller coaster, and if they allow me, their kiddie coaster Blazing Buckaroo. But unfortunately, Sidewinder, their aerodynamic shuttle loop coaster, was closed when we were there back in 2022, and it's been standing but not operating since I believe 2023. So most likely that's not going to be open when I'm there. So we're very excited for the Colorado trip, not only hitting up 2 parks, but also hanging with family. So after Colorado, our next trip would be in August, and we will be starting our journey in Indiana for our first ever trip to Holiday World. And of course, I'm most excited to get on the voyage, like really excited. But I'm also excited to get on the 3 other wooden coasters, and of course, Thunderbird, their B&M launched wing coaster, and of course, good gravy. Come on, and just to walk around the park and see what it has to offer. So after Holiday World, we'll be road tripping to Mason, Ohio, and I'll get there in a minute. But on our way, I can't see why we can't make a stop here, and that is Kentucky Kingdom in Kentucky because it's literally on the way to Mason, Ohio. So Kentucky Kingdom's located in Louisville, Kentucky. They have a total of 5 roller coasters. I'm most excited for their RMC Wind Chaser, formerly known as Storm Chaser, and the quirky Chance Rides Lightning Run, which I hear this coaster has like ridiculous airtime on it, and it's a coaster enthusiast like fan favorite coaster. So I'm really excited to get on that as well. So after Kentucky Kingdom, and you've probably already guessed it by now since I mentioned Mason, Ohio, we will be going to Kings Island. Now, this will be my second visit to Kings Island, but this will be Nikki's first time, and of course, Caleb's first time. So I'm currently missing 2 coaster credits from Kings Island, and that is their new Vekoma family boomerang, Snoopy's Soapbox Racers, and I also didn't get on the Great Pumpkin Kiddie Coaster. Now, I don't know if they let you ride on without a kid. I mean, I do have a kid now. He's just not big enough to go on it. But either way, maybe they'll let me go on it if I have a chance, if there's time. And our goal for Nikki is to get her on their major coasters, like Orion, Diamondback, Mystic Timbers, and of course, the Beast. Now, my goal for the Beast is to try to get some sort of a night ride on it. Now, I don't know if it'll be completely dark, but at least I want to try to get on it like right before the park closes. My first visit, now it was a very quick 2 day, 3 night trip that I did, and I went to Kings Island on a red eye flight. Literally after Kings Island, I was driving, whatever it is, 3 to 4 hours to Cedar Point. I was trying to hold off on a night ride on the Beast, and I was so exhausted I couldn't do it. So I had to get on the road, drive to Cedar Point, stayed in the hotel, one of their hotels, and so I had early access the next morning, and I literally slept in. Like I only had 30 minutes of, early entry when I finally got there. But okay, so if you guys watched the vlog from Kings Island, you would have known that I had a red eye yesterday. I got into Cincinnati at like 5 a.m., had to wait for my rental car, grabbed like coffee and breakfast, and then drove straight to Kings Island. And it was so humid and hot yesterday. It like just drained me, and I was trying to like wait it out for a night ride on the Beast, and I just couldn't do it. I called it, threw the white flag, being responsible and safe. I made it to Cedar Point Express Hotel safe and sound. I set my alarm for like 3 alarms this morning, and I slept through them all. I woke up and it was like 9:15, and I had early entry, so it's 9:40. I still got in a little early, but I was just like, oh my gosh, was I that out of it? So yeah, I want to try to get on somewhat of a night ride on the Beast. So you may have figured out where this road trip is leading. So our next and final stop on this road trip is, of course, Cedar Point. So this will be my 4th visit to Cedar Point and Nikki's 3rd, though she was pregnant the last time we were there. We will be spending 2 days and 3 nights at Cedar Point and Hotel Breakers. Now, Nikki and I, before the channel, when we first went to Cedar Point back in 2018, we actually stayed at Hotel Breakers. Yes, it's an expensive hotel, but it's such a cool experience just because you're literally right by the park. They have the beach right by the lake. And also this time around, we have Caleb, we have the baby. So us literally being right there to the hotel, like makes it super convenient for us if we had to run back to the room for anything. So like that's also played into our thought process in booking Hotel Breakers. So obviously super excited to get on Siren's Curse because that will be open by the time our trip comes around. I mean, as long as it doesn't have any maintenance issues. And God willing, Top Thrill 2. I know we had a recent scare, but it's back open, and I'm hoping like it's smooth sailing, through the rest of this season. Because if you guys have followed this channel, we had a road trip last year. We started in Jersey and then road tripped it all the way to Cedar Point. And the timing was Top Thrill 2 would have been open for, I think, like 4 or 5 days by the time we got to the Cedar Point. And of course, as we all know, it was open for, I think, 2 or 3 days and boom, done. Done till recently, right? And I was so gutted and devastated because we were literally sitting in the hotel near Kennywood when that news was announced, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Cedar Point, that's our next stop. This is like, I think this is what I'm looking forward to most at Cedar Point this time around. Yes, Siren's Curse, but like Top Thrill 2, this has been like a long time in the making for me to try to get on it. So definitely looking forward to that. And another surprise is, if you guys follow the channel, you've seen my good friend Eddie in a few of our videos, and he is actually going to fly out for the Cedar Point portion of this trip. Ever since they announced Top Thrill 2, he's like, oh, I want to go to that park. I want to get on that coaster. So like last year, it didn't work out. This year, we've kind of been waiting, and then finally we pulled the trigger on the trip. So hopefully Top Thrill 2 remains open for us. So we're so excited for this trip. It's just going to be so much fun. So many parks, so many new coasters. Nikki's first time at Kings Island. And also, Nikki has never been on Steel Vengeance, so I'm excited for her to get on that as well. It's 2 days at Cedar Point. Top Thrill 2, Sirens Cursed, and Eddie. Let's go. So our next and final planned trip for the year is not necessarily theme park related, but it's going to be an epic trip. So at the end of September into the first week of October, we will be going on the world's largest cruise ship, the Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas. And what makes this trip even more special is we're actually going on with our good friends Darren and Maddie, who also have a baby boy. So it's going to be fun. So we'll be spending 2 nights in Miami before the trip, more specifically because you don't want to schedule a same day flight as the cruise. When I was younger, we had that issue going on an Alaskan cruise, and the flight got canceled. Then we had to fly out to Seattle, then the next day to the first port of the cruise ship, and we got on in Juneau, Alaska. So yeah, that was a whole ordeal. So we'll be spending 2 nights in Miami, so we get to enjoy some beach time there and hang out, and then we'll set sail on Icon of the Seas. This is going to be a week-long cruise. First stop is Puerto Costa Maya, Mexico, then Roatan, Honduras, then Cozumel, Mexico, and then Royal Caribbean's private island at Coco Bay, which actually has a huge water park on it, and restaurants and beaches. So, yeah, that's going to be super fun. We already purchased our tickets for the water park, and also the cruise ship itself has a bunch of water slides on it, a bunch of pools, a bunch of food, lots of things to do. So, yeah, this is going to be such a cool trip. And then also after the cruise, we're going to spend another 2 nights in Miami and then fly home. So for that trip, I plan to take like little snippets of our adventures and put it together in a video. But yeah, we're so excited for the cruise. Now, I also have one unplanned trip that I'm still debating about. And that trip would be to Six Flags America in Maryland. As we all know, Six Flags made the announcement that they'll be closing down that park permanently at the end of the season this year, which I believe is November. The one thing that's currently like holding me back is that their Vekoma Flying Dutchman Batwing has been down. Now, I've heard that their park is working to try to get it reopened. Now, I'm not sure how much motivation they have to do that since the park is closing down permanently, but honestly, that was like the coaster that was pushing me to do this trip. I mean, obviously, there's some additional credits and I'm sure some good coasters to get, but really, that one was like, all right, I got to go experience that before it closes down. So I'm keeping a close eye on it and hoping it reopens. So I'm like, yeah, let me go. But like if this trip happens, that wouldn't be the only park I go to. I would also throw in King's Dominion, because it's like only like an hour drive, and I've never been to King's Dominion before. They got the likes of Twisted Timbers, good RMC coaster. Obviously, they have Pantherian, formerly known as Intimidator 305, which we still don't know when that's going to reopen. They've been doing like a paint job on it and working on refurbishing some stuff. So that's still not officially open yet. So that's also another gating factor for this trip. I guess they did some retrack work or some other refurbishing stuff on Grizzly, and people are saying that coaster is crazy now. And they have, the all-new Rapterra, which is another B&M launched wing coaster. So if this trip happens, like I'm definitely squeezing King's Dominion in. Another park I'm debating on possibly trying to squeeze in is Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. Now, I actually went to this park when I was young, but I mean, the coaster lineup is completely different for the most part. I've been on some, like Apollo's Chariot and stuff, but I haven't been on, Pantheon or anything like that. The only thing is that would land on a Monday, and at the end of September, they have like shorter hours, I think, especially on a Monday. So I just have to like look into it a little more to see if it's worth it and see if I can make it work, or if I really want to just go and try to get on a few rides there. But regardless, I'm keeping a close eye on Batwing at Six Flags America and also Pantherian at King's Dominion. So honestly, if those two coasters open, I might be booking my tickets the next day. But there you have it. Those are our like planned trips through the rest of the year. Obviously, I'm going to be going to local parks along the way, and some things come up, and then we got Halloween season coming up as well as Christmas and the holidays. So lots of stuff coming. We're so excited for these trips and to share them all with you on the channel. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for upcoming videos. And remember, never stop exploring theme parks.